time to talk some TCU football. We bring in Melissa Treebwasser from Frogs O War. Melissa used to join us a ton when we used to talk Big 12 football, and so we're finally catching up on some TCU. 5-0, 3 big wins over good opponents, especially the Oklahoma State game, of course, on the road. So when we know TCU's at its best, it's been defense leading the way. Your thoughts about what a lot of people obviously just catching up on TCU and going to see them for the first time against K-State, a noon Eastern time kickoff on national TV. The defense, what can we expect to see there?
Defense has been unbelievable so far. You're not going to see a vintage Gary Patterson defense when you're playing in the Big 12 very often. You can't hold, guys to 150 yards passing and 90 yards rushing like they used to do against some of the Mountain West competition. And I don't think they have to do that to be successful. We're seeing very much a bend, don't break philosophy out of Gary Patterson so far in 2017. And it's been super, super effective. They're holding teams to a lot of field goal attempts. And a lot of those teams are missing because we all know #college kickers is still a problem. And so that's been a huge success for the Horned Frogs. But the biggest difference, and this is true on both sides of the ball, is the Frogs have an offensive line and a defensive line that is on par with the best they've ever had. This defensive line is awesome to watch. You've got Ben Banigou on the outside. He's a transfer from Louisiana Monroe, a kid that I have no idea how he got out of North Texas the first time. He's an absolute freak. He's as fast as you could ever want. He's got decent enough size, and he just has a knack for finding the football when he's chasing quarterbacks down. On the other side, Matt Boson has been really, really good. He was a third down specialist, a pass rush specialist a year ago, but he's really improved in his tackling in the run game. And so he's been able to be really a 3 and 4 down type of player for Gary Patterson. The depth has been tested. We lost a couple players early in the year to injury. And then Isaiah Chambers, unfortunately, had to transfer because of a sick relative. And so there isn't a lot of depth. That's forced the Frogs to put Ty Summers on the defensive end at times. LJ Collier's had to move outside, which was a little bit of a problem in the preseason against some of the matchups. But once you get into the Big 12, except when you're playing maybe Texas and Oklahoma, you can kind of get away with the smaller guys on the rush edge. And then in the middle, there is just 600 and something pounds of beef. Chris Bradley has been outstanding, senior defensive tackle for the Horned Frogs. Ross Blacklock is a redshirt freshman that weighs like 340 pounds and has like 8% body fat. The kid's just an absolute beast. And then you've got Collier that can slide back inside. Corey Bethley is a true freshman out of Houston who has been unbelievable. One of those guys that Gary Patterson was obviously in love with early in camp, but had to keep sliding him down the depth chart to keep him humble because he was a freshman, and we know Gary doesn't do that. So it's been fun to see all these big guys in the middle, the way they get after the quarterback and the way that they stuff the run game. It's really hard to get your offensive going against TCU. They'll give up some big plays, but it's very rare that they struggle for long against the opposing rushing offense, which I think makes for a really, really fascinating matchup against Kansas State, obviously one of the best rushing teams in the country.